Hey, you got your Crocs on?
No, but they're in the same room. Let me get them real quick.
Okay, that's important. I kind of thought it was an audio bit, but I think he's actually going to get the Crocs.
Okay, I got my Crocs on.
Okay, awesome. All right. I think you got to set those things to sport mode. Because
yeah, sport mode?
we're about to go fast.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
And you have to say engage when you flip them into sport mode.
I was thinking, what does Fox say in Star Fox 64? He says...
Foxing out.
All range mode. That's what I say when I put the heels on my Crocs.
Crocs sort of look like a Star Fox vehicle.
Yeah, especially if you get the right gibbets.
Damn, dog, you got gibbets?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for the right... I need to find the right one, you know?
Yeah, I think the first social hurdle was, taking like a decade to actually get a pair of Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like you want to lean into it and get the gibbets, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But regardless, man, I got these in sport mode now.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about the fastest games on the N64, which is, I guess, a pretty slow console in comparison. But the games are meant to look like they go fast.
Yeah. And do you remember why we're doing this?
It's been so long since we recorded. I remember I never played Snowboard Kids, and that was a hot topic.
Yeah, essentially, we're just doing this because I mentioned Snowboard Kids offhand 2 weeks ago. And now we just want to play some like N64 racing games. So strap in. Yeah,
it opened up a wormhole of N64 fast games.
Yeah.
So yeah, once your Crocs are in sport mode, you can go ahead and turn the sound back on. There's no real cue, so I hope you also have waveforms in your car, listeners, because it's sport time.
I cannot stress enough, if your Crocs are not in sport mode, do not listen to this episode.
Yeah, you will actually die.
Actually, yeah.
I mean, once we get into the top speeds of like games like F-Zero, you might
actually die.
Yeah, actually. Let's not talk about F-Zero first, though.
Yeah, I thought we would jump in cold into some Snowboard Kids.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
What?
Was that a pun?
Did you not like my cold pun?
No, it was bad. It was pretty good, though.
Usually you're the pun guy.
So a peek behind the curtain, but before the episode, we're like, do you have a cold open for this one? And we had nothing. That's where the Crocs came into play.
Yeah.
And then you just have an actual cold open into Snowboard Kids.
Yeah.
It was right in front of us.
It was a cold segue.
I don't like this game.
Ready? Go!
I have a lot of nostalgia attached to this game.
Okay.
I played this game as a kid, which I find pretty jarring. That I used to look at like the Atlas logo every day, like 2 decades before playing a Persona game.
And weirdly enough, I guess like SMT and Persona at least existed at the point of Snowboard Kids.
SMT definitely. I don't know about Persona. Do you know when the first Persona came out?
I think it was a PlayStation 1 game, probably.
Oh, man.
This is our usual bit where we just kind of like immediately Google stuff. I'm going to need the dates. All right.
We usually don't do it. We usually don't do it this early.
It's usually at the end when we're like, whoa. Do you know when Snowboard Kids came out?
1998.
Oh, sorry. Apparently the default search is for the DS version of Snowboard Kids.
SBK.
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked to see it came out in 2005.
Yeah.
Okay. Persona 1 release date. This is important. 1996.
Okay, so Persona predates Snowboard Kids.
Oh, and then it was ported in 1999, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were like, all right, we got Persona, we got SMT, we can summon demons and kill God. Let's go board in.
Yeah, and you do not like this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a strong, I came on a little harsh there. But think I have more of an attachment to like 1080 snowboarding,
Okay.
which I think is just an all-around better snowboarding game.
Yeah.
This game's cute. The music wasn't anything. I don't know. There's like some games have really good tracks, but like I don't know. The music didn't hit too much for me, which is usually if they got the part of going down the hill right. So you go down the hill, and without really any knowledge of what to expect, you have to fit into this tiny little section for, I guess, how you lap it. You have to get back on the lift.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what do I do? Do I... I didn't realize there's like a little gate you have to fit through at the bottom of the hill.
Oh, yeah. It's really small.
I played as Tommy.
Okay. He's like the bigger fella?
Yeah, he's the more rotund of the kids.
Sure.
Very fast. And maybe this is... You might know this. For the controls, are you supposed to hold back to be able to turn?
Yeah.
Kind of like back and left to carve into, carve. I think that's the snowboarding term.
Yeah, actually, I think you got it right. When I returned to this game a week ago, I thought it was just like you go left and right, like like east and west, and yeah, you cannot do the turns that way. You have to go like
You can't turn at all.
You have to go like back left and back right for the sharper turns.
Yeah, and through no fault of my own, this is the one game I was unable to play with an N64 controller.
Mm-hmm.
So like I really had to map an analog stick to hit the back lefts and back rights and stuff, which was a little finicky for me. So maybe I just might have had a bad time with the carving and the snowboarding. But there is one pretty cool thing about this game.
The character design.
Okay, the characters look great.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say it's got time trials.
Okay. You played with the time trials?
Yeah, I'm a big sucker for like do this level as fast as you can, and you're just like not flying. Well, you're snowboarding and trying to hit all these fans.
Yeah.
So you snowboard right into a big metal fan, and then you go faster.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Astro's Playroom. You got speed runs.
You do like that, don't you?
I do like that. I love that.
Did you happen to play Snowboard Kids 2 by any chance?
I didn't even know there was a Snowboard Kids 1.
Yeah, no, Snowboard Kids 1998 is Snowboard Kids 1.
So what's 2? Is it better?
Yeah, it's better. There's like this hub world, actually.
Oh, I love hub worlds.
Yeah, it's like a really nice hub world, which really just functions as a menu. All of these houses are like, oh yeah, this is like the time trial house, but it's like, I don't know, the rec center of like this like mountain town. And there's this mini game that absolutely rips. You're delivering the mail.
On a snowboard?
Yeah, through snowboarding. And the newspaper is essentially like a green shell in Mario Kart.
Oh, nice.
So like you're snowboarding down the mountain and you're just like throwing shit into the mailbox.
Passing someone's house at like 60 miles an hour and whiffing paper at them.
Yeah, but with Snowboard Kids' case, it's more like a cool 7 miles per hour.
Okay.
Did you think this game was kind of slow in comparison to like a Mario Kart? I guess this game is most trying to be like Mario Kart.
Yeah, I noted here that it's more brutal than Mario Kart, I felt.
Oh, with the items?
Yeah, with the items, and like if you goof up at all, those kids are right on you. And then once people start getting into the lifts before you, it's really hard to catch up.
Yeah.
And I'm Tommy, I'm fast. I don't know. I like 1080. I like SSX tricky.
This is one of the things I tend to critique like Dragon Ball in a way. I didn't get into Dragon Ball until like way late in life. And while I was watching it, I was kind of like, oh, I see the appeal, but I bet you have to have like a nostalgic attachment to enjoy it nowadays.
Absolutely.
That might be me with Snowboard Kids. It was really good to go back to because I played it. And you mentioned the music. Dude, for the longest time, I would hear a song with like synths and like basically just like synth music, and I'd be like, oh, this is Snowboard Kids music.
This is from the Snowboard Kids soundtrack.
So I went to the soundtrack and I was like, okay, like does the Snowboard Kids soundtrack remember the way I remember it sounding? And there is only one track that has like the synthy vibe. The song is called Big Snowman. And dude, like that was like a lifelong thing ingrained in my brain. I was like, oh yeah, Snowboard Kids music. It's got synths.
Any way I can listen to a little bit of Big Snowman real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am hoping this isn't like okay. If you just YouTube Big Snowman, you're not going to get Snowboard Kids first.
Not at all.
Okay, yeah, no, this song is fine.
It's like the only fine song, actually. In retrospect.
Yeah, it was fine. There's some other games on here that have really, really good soundtracks.
I have James. I have 2 YouTube videos that I'm planning on sending you later.
Okay, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is like Are you ready to transition off of Snowboard Kids a little bit?
Not quite yet.
Okay, good.
The last thing I was gonna check you on is did you play Snowboard Kids SBK on the Nintendo DS?
Again, I didn't know there was a Snowboard Kids one.
No, didn't we talk about this? This is the one.
I think like you and our friend Michael always talk about Snowboard Kids, and I think you're making it up most of the time.
No. Snowboard Kids SBK came out on the Nintendo DS in 2004. We just talked about this.
Well, yeah, I heard about it in that Google search. That's why I was like, oh my God, the first Snowboard Kids came out in 2005.
Yeah. I guess just real quick, because I did play that game for the first time. And I know we try not to say anything like too controversial on this podcast, you know?
Yeah.
We don't want to like get in trouble, but Snowboard Kids SBK, it's okay. It's like totally fine.
Like, is it... So 2 sounds like an excellent game, and I probably should have just played more Snowboard Kids. Instead, I stuck to the homework. Mm-hmm. But what do you got against the DS version?
All right. I think the worst thing that this game could be is like charmless, like lacking the vibe of the original Snowboard Kids. And in this one, they took our little like proboscis monkey friends and just made them into like flat anime characters.
Oh, okay. So I have seen that cover then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It plays fine. One funny thing that happened when I was playing it, there's like a fall asleep item in it.
Whoa, on the board? Like you go to sleep on the board?
Like a Mario, yeah, like a Mario Kart item. And when you fall asleep, it says yell into your DS to like wake up faster.
Oh, yes.
The funny thing about my DS is that it's on my computer, and I play it with a PS4 controller. Mm-hmm. So I was like panicked. I didn't know what to do.
I wonder if there's a way to... Can you map that function? Like, is mic noise a key press?
I probably should have yelled just to like confirm.
I mean, it told you to.
But I froze. That's another snow pun for you.
Yikes.
And I didn't yell. So a little regret there.
Yeah, but I'm liking that it's using the mic function. I love the mic function. Yeah,
it's always fun. I always go back to Donkey Konga. Did you play Donkey Konga?
I played the GameCube one with the big Congos, right? Is that the same game?
Well, they're called
bongos.
They're called bongos.
Sorry, you got the Donkey Konga in my head. The big GameCube bongos.
Yeah, and whenever it told you to like in like was it Taiko no Satsujin? Yeah. There will be like the long one where it's like, hit as many beats as you can.
Yeah, just sound like shit for a couple seconds.
Yeah, and in Donkey Konga, it would ask you like, clap as fast as you can.
Oh, okay.
Did you clap in those instances?
You could get away with other noises, I believe.
Yeah, dude, bring the bongos up to your mouth and whisper into the microphone.
Oh, I would just go, ah.
Or yell. I'm sure that works too. But I would
just yell as long as you can.
Yeah, and that's a little pro gamer tip.
I remember in Mario Kart Mario Kart's relevant to this episode, but Mario Kart on the DS as well had mic mechanics. There was like a battle mode, and only one person needed Mario Kart, but you could have 4 other DSs like leech off the same cartridge, and then you could do a balloon battle where you try and pop the other people's balloons.
Yeah.
But none of my friends knew that you could blow into the mic to blow your balloons back up.
Really? I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so I'd get my balloons popped. I'd quietly try and like blow down my face so they didn't know I was breathing into the DS.
You'd be like, hey guys, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, and they're all just playing as Shy Guys, and I actually own the game, so it's kind of a pro tip. If you want to bully your friends, just don't tell them you can blow the balloons up.
Yeah, don't tell them the game mechanics.
But very cool stuff. I love that mic. I wish I could blow into the Switch sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to get the dust out.
Last thing I have on Snowboard Kids SBK. Apparently you can unlock Jack Frost from Persona.
Like Hee-Ho?
Yeah, like, the little snowman guy.
Yeah, he goes Hee-Ho.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. In the first one?
Oh, no, the DS one.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
These other ones got pretty good selling points.
Yeah.
Man, it was... So, like, when kind of just being grumpy that I wasn't playing 1080, 1080 was made by the same, like, division of Nintendo that also did Wave Racer.
Really?
With the Miyamoto blessing.
Yeah, you want to talk about some Wave Race?
I think that's the game.
That's the one, baby.
Wave Racer 64 is incredible.
You mean Wave Race 64 Kawasaki Jet Ski?
Is that the whole name? Did we play 2 different games?
So I played Wave Race 64 for the first time last week.
Yes.
And I was a bit taken aback that right under the Wave Race 64 logo was a Kawasaki Jet Ski logo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite licensed.
Yeah. I did a little bit of research on this. There isn't a ton of information. I wanted to know like exactly how much Kawasaki Jet Ski paid for their logo on this video game, but I couldn't find that information. The only information I could find is that the branding was removed when Wave Race 64 was put on the Wii Virtual Console. So I guess like the licensing expired, I guess.
Well, and they just like cropped it all out?
Yeah. Oh, and when the game was released, in the Japanese game, it also had the Fanta orange soda logo on it.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I love when like if you see soda being the sponsor for a sports game.
That rips, dude. That should come back.
It's so funny.
They should do that again.
Yeah, absolutely. But I didn't even take notes for this game. Well, I guess I did take notes, but they're all just quotes from the announcer.
Yeah, dude, the announcer's so good. Can I send you something just to set the tone for this conversation?
Please.
It's going to be a YouTube video.
Oops.
And I will, I'll edit in some of it.
Don't sweat it.
So this is the 1996 commercial for Wave Race 64 Kawasaki Jet Ski.
Water churning, tide turning, sun burning, wave crashing, head bashing, ride.
This, I love whoever decided to make this spoken word.
It's like slam poetry.
Rock and rolling, Wave Race 64. The first jet was sweating in your face race for Nintendo 64. Strap on that seahorse and ride.
Strap on that seahorse and ride.
Okay, dude, I was going to ask you about that. What does that mean? What did he mean when he said that?
It means nothing. That's nonsense.
Yeah. I just wanted to get you into like the 1990s mood.
This was the first one I jumped into. I was like, finally, I can use the wireless N64 controller for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, honestly, any game actually using that controller just is perfect. It feels a lot better to use that thing.
Yeah, I bet.
Even though I don't have a third hand to hold it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And I don't know, it's a good game. There's not enough like jet ski racing.
Here's my takeaway, I think. The game feel is kind of timeless. I feel like it'll like stand the test of time just because it feels so good to ride a jet ski in Wave Race 64.
Yeah, and a lot of these N64 games sort of just dump you into a UI when you turn it on, and it's like play is the option. So you just sort of jump into a race.
Mm-hmm.
But I just knew how to pilot the jet ski.
Yeah.
And there's the big buoys that are just like, go around it.
Well,
Okay.
everyone knows how to pilot a jet ski. That's like something ingrained in us all.
Have you ever ridden a jet ski?
Never in my life.
Me
But
neither, man.
I think I would know. I think I could do it.
Yeah, I could figure it out easily.
I have it in me.
And like hitting a wave, I'd crush it.
Yeah. This game is vaporwave as hell.
It's got good tunes.
And like, all right, you mentioned the announcer guy.
Mm-hmm.
So good. That fool will not shut up. But I love it.
He doesn't shut up. It's all words of encouragement.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's like long sentences. He's like, wow, great job hitting that corner.
You're doing great.
No, longer words, longer sentences.
No problem.
Yeah, I was transported to the 90s. Did you have a favorite level?
Did these levels even have names? I just
Okay, maybe.
There's one where a big whale jumps out, and that was kind of nice. And you kind of have to jump a pirate ship.
Does Drake Lake inspire anything within you?
That sounds like something.
Okay, it's the it's kind of like the marshy level.
Drake
I think
Lake.
it's the second one.
Oh, okay, yes.
Dude, that level is like unironically gorgeous. You
Yeah.
you go through the first lap and it's like cloudy and like foggy. You're like in this bog. And then it like clears up and like there's like ray tracing in the water.
Somehow they absolutely nailed the reflections.
Yeah, for 1996. It's really impressive.
I think like it reminds me a little bit of when you run into the Dark Link in the Water Temple.
Yeah, dog.
You know, like the really good reflections that were on the N64, and then they removed them entirely to put it on the Switch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the technology's there.
Yeah.
But I think you have also only ever beaten the Water Temple for me. So I'm probably just going off of whatever I saw you do.
Yeah, this is true. I'm surprised you remembered that moment in the water temple.
I have to pay attention at least. I won't
Yeah.
play it. That and Jabu Jabu, no way.
Yeah, that's when you just hand the controller off to me. I got it.
That's why I can't play, because we don't live in the same house anymore.
You can't play Zelda anymore.
I can't play any Zelda. Oh, goodness. We obviously played other games, but I think Wave Racer sort of overrode the need to play other games in the 90s. And I didn't own this game back then either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't even have, besides Mario Kart, I didn't really have too many other racing games. I just played a lot of 1080 snowboarding at a friend's house.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for example, I for sure did not play F-Zero when I was a kid. I didn't even know that game existed until Smash Bros.
Yeah, and going back to F-Zero, I just didn't even know. I was like, where does Captain Falcon fit into this? Why is he a punching person in Smash Bros?
Yeah.
I didn't even play as Captain Falcon in F-Zero.
No. There are much better characters, I think, or much cooler characters than Captain Falcon.
I'm wondering, this might be the transition from Wave Racer. That game is great. It's got water, it's got jet skis, but they don't go fast enough.
The jet skis?
The jet skis, they don't go fast enough. They're not as fast as the F-Zero vehicles.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I had to note here that in one of the races, my top speed was just 1,088 something.
1,088 what?
I guess miles per hour or something, but
Kilometers?
maybe kilometers per hour. They were
Yeah.
going really fast,
That sounds fast.
and it feels pretty fast. I hit a lot of walls in this game.
Yeah, I was going to say F-Zero is kind of like the exact opposite of Wave Race 64, both in tone and mechanics. Like in Wave Race 64, like it's like a bright sunny day and you're like drifting. You love drifting and being sideways in the water. And in F-Zero, if you're drifting, it's like kind of a problem.
Yeah, you're just beating off the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like cyberpunk.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think that's something I knew about F-Zero. It's almost like a dystopian hellscape too, but like the cyberpunk way where, I don't know, it was probably ruined by capitalism creating these fast cars or something.
Yeah.
Who did you play as in F-Zero? Do you happen to know that? Because I feel like maybe you would have picked the same person as me.
Okay, do you want to say it on 3?
Oh, I hope so. All right, 3,
All right.
2, 1. Pico?
Pico. Yeah. Pico, baby. Dude, he's like an alien from Aliens with a turtle shell.
Yeah, an absolute monster.
That's sick.
And his little boat thing was called the Wild Goose.
Yeah, yeah. I will say Red Gazelle is a close second.
I honestly just saw Pico and I was like, I'm riding this out.
Okay. Mighty Gazelle is like a robot, just a straight up robot.
So even the countdown announcer for this race,
Yeah.
he's like kind of a scary robot, and like their countdown made me feel uneasy before every race.
Yeah.
It's like a haunting. I don't know, they're like
3.
screaming the numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, race.
Yeah, it's I wonder what this game's rated. Is it rated T?
It's rated T for terrifying.
Yeah.
But I think this game had. Whoa, I wonder what I meant by this note. F-Zero.
Here, let's dissect it.
Okay, yeah, let's work through this one.
Yeah.
F-Zero. It kind of has the Guilty Gear stink.
Oh, dude. Okay, I know exactly what you mean.
Heaven or hell.
Literally, when you're just like going through like menus in F-Zero, there's like fire in the background of the menus.
Yeah, there is.
And like there's like a alien from Aliens with a turtle shell. Like the characters are ridiculous. And it's metal and like the share zone as hell. So that's Guilty Gear as well.
Okay, I think that's probably what I meant by this note. Because I can't think of what else that would have meant.
You can Roman cancel when you drift, actually. So
And you can burst.
there you go. Yeah.
Woo! Well, you can boost, but
That's a weird way of saying burst.
Yeah, indefinitely though, right? Like, I don't know when it's safe to ever go like boosting in F-Zero. It gets really fucking fast,
Yeah.
and I'm hitting mad walls.
This might solve that issue. I didn't realize, I think to make tight turns, you just have to like let go of the gas.
Does it turn for you?
Oh, no. It like helps you make tighter turns. If that pedal is to the metal, you're gonna like run straight into a wall.
Okay, yeah, I was going pedal to the metal,
Yeah.
and I won some, but there's like also 30 people in a race.
Yeah. I should know. I'm not good at this game.
Not great at it, but I had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah.
Also, when the song Big Blue started playing, one, it made me want to play Smash Bros.
Yeah,
But
dude.
two, that might be the best song on the N64.
That's a bold claim.
That song is incredible. Oh, it also took me back to, do you remember Flash Flash Revolution?
Yeah. Was Big Blue on that?
Yeah, Big Blue is definitely on that.
Yeah.
Just has a fun tippy-tap keyboard game. But yeah, I don't think I even thought about that song in a while, but that song felt really good for some reason.
Yeah, it's in our collective memories, I think, because of Smash Bros. Like, I remember learning how to play that song on the guitar, and that wasn't. I hadn't played F-Zero at all.
Yeah,
I think I could play it now. Wait, hold on. I have a guitar on me. You want to try this out real quick?
Really?
It's like. Oh no, that sounds like shit.
Yeah, dude. What did you just play? Damn it. Oh.
Nope. That was terrible.
Here, I have a mandolin next to me. You want me to give it a try?
Yeah, can you play it on your mandolin?
Yeah. This is gonna be good. This is good.
Yeah.
All right. So I can't get it off the wall. So let me just try and play it from up there.
Yeah.
All right. It's not working. The mandolin's busted.
Dang.
It's not me. It's the mandolin.
I have a sitar in the corner of my room here. Should I try it out real quick?
Yeah, if you could give it a shot, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, one sec. I don't have a sitar in my apartment. I'm sorry. I lied.
It's okay. I have a lute. Let me
You notoriously have silly instruments.
I have a melodica.
You literally do.
Yeah, hold on. Let me try it on the automaton real quick. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I actually don't know where that is right now, and I'm a little upset about it.
You do have one though.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured.
All of these instruments are an arm's length away from me at all times. The bass is just perpetually locked away, and I miss
sad.
it dearly. Yeah, God. I don't have anything to say about F-Zero. It's fast. It's not Mario Kart. The music is better than the game, and Pico is a better character for Smash than Captain Falcon.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Pico in Smash.
This is going to be our new style of reviewing games. We just quickly riddle off everything that could have been better.
Yeah. Just some real back chair assholes.
Yeah. No, I'm actually going to take all that back. I think F-Zero is sick.
Well, I had one issue with F-Zero. I found
Speed
it hard.
limit.
I found it hard to play the game when like my hands were in like the metal horns position all the time. I'm doing it right now. You know what I'm doing?
In the metal horns position.
Jesus Christ.
What the hell are you talking about?
If you're at a metal show, what do you do with your hands?
Metal horns.
Metal horns.
Okay.
It was super hard to play F-Zero because like my hands were in metal horns position the whole time.
Why?
All right, I'm cutting this joke out of the podcast.
Oh, I get it. Because the songs were metal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I honestly, because of how hard it is to hold the N64 controller, I thought this was some bit on that.
You
And
thought
I
I
kid
was
you not,
serious.
I've picked up my controller and I was like, how the fuck is he holding this? Are you kidding me?
Your first mistake was taking me seriously at all.
But we were talking about F-Zero. If we were talking about Pilotwings, I would have to think you were being funny.
If we were talking about Pilotwings, I'd have to leave the podcast eternally.
Oh God, I did play Pilotwings for this just to round it out.
Yeah. What's your take on Pilotwings?
They have, I guess he's like an American character named Goose.
Mm-hmm.
And so I played him because I was also, we were driving the Wild Goose in F-Zero.
Yeah.
So now I had to be Goose in Pilotwings because the goose is loose.
Yeah.
The Cannonball song is pretty good in that game, but they let out a Wilhelm scream every time they get fired out of the cannon.
Yeah. That was a good call. That was funny basically every time.
Yeah, that always hit. Hang glider's fun. Didn't know how to land it at first, so I was just kind of beefing it. And then the option when you crash is replay,
Yeah.
which to me meant restart the level, but it's like, no, you just watch yourself eat shit again.
Yeah. The same exact thing happened to me. I was like, oh yeah, let me try that again. It's like, no, here's how you messed up, and your character's gonna like scream bloody murder.
Yeah. For like an overall like relaxing kind of it feels like you're doing some resort activities and stuff. I believe all these people are here against their will.
Yeah. This is like the plot of the next Saw game.
Your hang glider is it has no brakes. Hang gliders don't have brakes, do they?
No, I think that's just like going up, you know?
The worst Saw contraption ever. You have to learn how to hang glide.
Yeah.
I would not hang glide in my life.
There's no reason to, I don't think.
Which of these games would you do in real life? Now, immediately, you're not allowed to pick snowboarding or wave racing.
Why?
You have to either drive the 2 million mile an hour space car, or you have to get shot out of a cannon. There's your two options.
I would get it shot out of the cannon, I think.
Really?
Well, that's like, I'm less likely to die.
Yeah, I guess that's true. There's like some levels in F-Zero where the road isn't there, and like you can kind of, it's like you're driving over a tube. I don't know if you like played this one level, but you're just like, and once you lose control, your car just starts like rapidly spinning around the tube.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would
Terrifying.
probably get shot out of the cannon too.
Yeah. Do you have any other notes on Pilotwings?
No.
Did you play NASCAR 1999?
I did not play NASCAR 1999.
Oh, okay.
Did you play NASCAR 1999?
No.
Okay. No. Well, what about, did you play Star Wars Pod Racer Episode 1?
No.
Have you ever played that game?
No, I think I played a pod racing game on a Game Boy, maybe.
Okay, that was probably definitely like how we, with Tony Hawk, it was probably a pretty silly down version of the game.
Yeah.
That game is like a slower F-Zero.
Okay.
But you can play as like Glup Shido and
Dude, I love Glup Shido. Can you play as Babu Frick?
Yeah, Babu Frick's in it.
Yeah.
Spice Captain.
Of course.
Lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. Darth Paul.
Oh, Darth Paul from Breaking Bad. Isn't that the guy that cooks meth?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kylo Ren. He's in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got some of the ships from the movies in it.
Like the Death Star?
Yeah, they got the Death Star, Spaceboard.
Yeah.
Parseus 2.
Mm-hmm.
The hot dog.
The R-Wing.
Yeah, they got the R-Wing. They got the X plane. They got the X Games.
Yeah.
You got the helmet from it.
Oh,
You know that
dude,
one?
the helmet?
The helmet's pretty good. The pods. You play as the pods.
Okay, not the driver?
No, the drivers aren't in it. Or at least you can't see. You can see Glup Shido's body, but you can't see the pod on that one. Everyone else is the pod.
Yeah, it's kind of like art in that way. Like, you play as this object instead of the character, and you're forced to just sort of exist while Glup Shido just like opens your door and gets inside of you.
Yeah, you're the vehicle, and there's no controls to the actual pod. You have to control the map around it as it goes faster and faster.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty bold choice.
Yeah, the pod is stationary. Brad Pitt is in it.
Yeah.
Hey, so actually, I did play Star Wars Pod Racer. It's a very good game.
Yeah, no, clear. I mean, we're talking about it.
Yeah, and I wish there was more licensed Star Wars games with
Like
pod
what?
racing.
Oh, pod racing games?
Yeah, more pod racing games.
It sounds like a no-brainer. I think that would crash if they did that.
There was an old Star Wars fighting game.
Really?
Yeah. I always forget what it's called. It played more like a Tekken though.
Oh, you're thinking of Soul Calibur with Yoda?
Oh, they did put Yoda in Soul Calibur, and Darth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah. Well, that's enough of that.
Yeah, I've gone too far. Jesus Christ. I didn't write anything for Mario Kart, so I had to riff on that for a second.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything for Mario Kart either.
Because there's nothing Mario Kart is the best.
It's perfect.
There's nothing wrong with it. They got Wario in it.
Do you play as Wario?
Primarily, yeah. Waluigi when given the choice.
But not given the choice in this game.
Gotta be Wario.
Yeah.
Especially on Wario's house. Wario's got his own course.
Yeah. It's
Love
like
that one. It's like Monster
it's like a
Trucks.
stadium. Yeah.
Gravedigger is there.
Yeah. I tend to pick Daisy in any video game that lets me pick Daisy.
Daisy's incredible at tennis.
She's like notably absent from Mario Kart 64. I don't know if she existed back then.
There's only like 8 characters in that game, right?
Yeah.
Not
Had
great.
to play as Yoshi.
Did you happen to touch? It's like they just did we took some time off, so we forgot how to record. But there was a Nintendo Direct too. Usually we talk about those things, but
Yeah.
we're not going to because there was a Game Boy Advance announcement. So now, we only play Game Boy Advance Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's been such a long time since I like booted up a Game Boy Advance. And something that the Nintendo emulation systems do is like they have that boot up sound when you start it up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, dude, they took the intro to our podcast.
Yeah. And now we have to sue Nintendo.
Yeah, we're going to sue Nintendo.
Yeah. How do you think they'll feel getting a cease and desist?
They'll probably be like, whoa.
Like, are you kidding? Like, whoa, we've never gotten one of these.
That's fucked up. I can't believe you would do that.
That's right, Nintendo. We're coming. We're not. But it's really cool. Like, the Switch is an awesome screen to have the Game Boy Advance logo on.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I know I talk about my 3DS a lot, but damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did you play any of those games?
Just Mario Kart.
Oh, okay.
I actually didn't play Mario Kart 64. I only played the Game Boy Advance one.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's good. Obviously it's not as 3D as the N64, so like the depth is a little weird. It's almost like playing the Super Nintendo version again.
Yeah.
No pod racers, Mario Kart. There's got items in it, made by Nintendo.
Yeah. It's classic.
Mario's not in it.
It was notable that they left Mario out.
Well, he was. I think he was filming the live action movie during this time.
Yeah, it's been stuck in development hell for 2 decades.
Yeah, it's weird they got Chris Pratt 20 years ago.
Yeah, he was like a shitty teenager at that time, I think.
Did you like the original live action Mario movie?
No. I've like barely seen it.
Okay, it's kind of horrifying.
Yeah.
It's like really goopy and you know what? I think that one's kind of cyberpunk too.
I believe it.
Damn.
I downloaded like a Dragon Ishin.
Oh, wait, are we getting into current events?
I think maybe we could just like
Spend a couple minutes on, because honestly, that Snowboard Kids challenge has turned into a lot of games. It turned into a lot of racing games. That was just, it was too much. I want to talk about hot games.
Yeah. If you got something, I mean.
No, I don't have anything. I have a little bit of Ishin as well.
Are you like planning on playing anything? I've like barely gotten into Ishin, but I would just say like anticipate some discussion about that next step.
Yeah, I just I only played the demo stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Just because that took like a second to do. But it's pretty cool. It's got the 4 styles are back from Kiwami, which is hot. One of them you just have a gun.
Yeah.
in a sword fight, which feels a little strong.
Yeah.
In one of the
little
modes, you have a
overpowered.
gun in one hand and a sword in the other. That's the best.
That's like the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
know?
The other one, you just have fists. You can punch.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, so there's sword mode, there's gun in sword mode, gun mode, and punch mode.
Yeah.
Some of those aren't exactly viable, but there's like little power-ups tied to each one too. Like you can get a special where you can summon real actors.
Yeah.
That's not a bit. I just don't know all of them.
Kenny Omega is the only one I know.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he's a summonable thing, which that feels like something from dude, this is gonna Yakuza Like a Dragon with like the cell phone call-ins.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a lot like that. But do you think the next one's gonna have famous people?
Yeah, I mean this one has just actors in it, I guess.
Raul Coley.
I don't know who that is, but I did Google it.
Oh, good. iZombie, all the haunting of scary shows on Netflix. It's all of them.
That explains why I haven't seen them
A little too
act.
spooky.
Yeah, you know me. Yeah, I'm excited to play more of that game.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a hot game. I don't know if I'm gonna get that right away. I might hold off a bit. My backlog kind of sucks right now.
Yeah, dude, I'm like quietly building up a backlog, and I'm kind of upset about it.
It's overwhelming
Yeah,
because you want to
feeling it.
tackle one game, and once it's like, all right, I'm gonna play this game. I'm always just wanting to play the other games.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah,
It's hard to commit to one. There was another demo that also came out the same day as Ishin.
okay.
Final Fantasy Theatrhythm.
I like the second way you pronounced it.
Theatrhythm?
Yeah,
Or theater rhythm might be it, but it's definitely spelt. Have you looked at the spelling of it? And then can you give it a whirl?
yeah. Let me Google it real quick.
It might be Theatrhythm. I like that. It's probably theater rhythm.
See, I break this word up, and for our listeners out there, TheatrRhythm. I see two words here. This seems like a compound word of theater and rhythm, but if you look at it closely, it's Theatrhythm. Theatrhythm.
Theatrhythm.
I like Theatrhythm too. That also makes sense phonetically.
That just, I know they present the word, I read it.
English is a made-up language anyway.
Yeah. So there's 386 songs in this damn thing.
Jeez.
Oh, some Zoomer humor for you. But yeah, the demo itself has like 30 some songs in it.
Yeah.
And it's a really fun rhythm game. Like one, it's like a pretty cute, like chibi style kind of thing, and you're, just traveling through these musical overworlds while notes come at you, and you only have to hit like 2 buttons.
That's sick.
It's analog sticks, and I put a finger on each trigger. There's no like button assignment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, but like other games it gets into, it actually plays like cutscenes from those games. So like Cloud vs. Sephiroth will be playing while his big scary song is playing.
Yeah.
And then it just covers like every single Final Fantasy game. But then it also gets like Nier Automata songs are in there. The World Ends With You. Like it's a whole Square Enix love letter rhythm game.
Yeah. I could see there being an issue with the Nier Automata songs though, because like it's got to be hard to play that game while you're wiping tears from your eyes.
Okay, so this joke I understood, but
Yeah,
I was gonna double back to the metal horns. It's gonna be hard to do Nier Automata when you got metal horns the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your controller's gonna be sopping wet. I imagine when you're doing the song, that robot just trips over a bucket and falls. Sorry, trips over a pipe and drops his bucket.
Yeah. I wasn't going to correct you, but yeah.
That's okay. Did you watch the anime?
No.
It's
I
fine.
completely forgot about it.
Yeah, that's like still airing.
Have you been watching it?
I watched the first like 2 episodes. There's some like choice CGI stuff. The story's all there. Voice acting's great. They got the same people.
I just wonder, like, how a TV show could accomplish the same heights of Nier Automata if you aren't playing it, you know?
The end of each episode is a puppet show that counts as different endings, and they like reenact things that could have gone differently with like funny puppets.
Is it like real puppets, like Sesame Street?
Yeah, it's like they're Muppets.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. At least like check out the first episode. Yeah, you can just sign in, watch it on the Crunch.
Yeah.
Everyone watching things on the Crunch these days. But I do recommend playing that demo. Sorry for the tangent into anime watching, but very fun rhythm demo.
Yeah, I'll check it out actually. I don't have like a lot of Final Fantasy experience. For some reason, like my first Final Fantasy game was 13, and I played like most of the way through that, even though I hear it's like not the one to play.
That was my first one as well.
Really? I didn't know that.
And I think, my memories of a lot of games are all foggy because there's just too many games in the world. But I feel like I was maybe watching you play this at some point.
That sounds possible.
And then I got Final Fantasy 13. I was like, wow. And then I moved on to Final Fantasy 10.
Wait, did I get you into Final Fantasy?
Yeah, you were fighting like a big boss. It was probably at, our mutual friend's house where the whole house was just comfy place that we lived. But yeah, there was I don't know, I just remember like seeing a really cool boss fight in 13. And I liked how the combat was in that with like the stacking bars and dumb shit. What I didn't realize until I owned it was that everything outside of the combat is a straight line.
Yeah. Now I have to ask, I need to do some digging.
Sure.
Was Final Fantasy 13 your first JRPG?
Whoa.
Can you recall playing a JRPG before that?
Oh boy. Pokemon does not count.
Yeah, everyone played that.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Whoa, I need to dig through my brain, but I am sort of thinking it might have been. I think my dad might have rented me like a weird game, like Legend of Mana or something, Secrets of Mana.
Okay.
From like Blockbuster, and I hated it, so I don't count that either.
I'm just wondering if I can claim, that I got you into JRPGs. I'm wondering if I can make that claim. Yeah, it's a terrifying prospect.
No, okay, so I played a lot of Kingdom Hearts, which that might count. Again, that's like Disney. But no, I did play Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah, I take that back. I can't make that claim.
So I technically did play a Final Fantasy before that, but you might be able to take the claim of like an actual JRPG. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles was just fun on the GameCube because a friend of mine had the gimmick for plugging your Game Boy Advance into the GameCube, and that was sick.
He was the sole person in the neighborhood that had that thing.
It's like, yeah, I got the thing. I was like, what? All right.
I never knew anyone who had that thing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I believe it.
Damn. I'm going to have to double back on this and try and remember every game I've played and make sure you didn't get me into single-player JRPGs.
Yeah, maybe we can think about that next up.
What was your first JRPG? I don't know. We'll think of something. But, hey, Rhythm Game was a good palate cleanser for all these racing games if you just need to get that F-Zero stink off your hands.
Yeah, dude, if I'm being honest, I kind of do.
Yeah. Pico, his car probably was stinky.
Yeah.
That thing looked like a box. It's a stupid car.
Yeah. Cool. Well, are you ready to wrap up?
Yeah. What did we learn this episode?
Well, first, I think we have to put our Crocs back into like normal mode instead of all range.
Oh yeah. Once we got out of pod racing, I turned these babies back into lounge mode.
You already did it without me?
Yeah, I felt it once we got off the pod racers.
You should have given me a heads up.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were going to make the podcast go fast again.
All right, well, I'm in lounge mode by myself.
Well, now we can make it buttery smooth ending to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for listening.
You know what time it is. It's time for the letter of the day.
Yeah.
This episode was brought to you by the letter B, as in Blup Shitto.
Thank you to Fanta Orange for sponsoring this episode.
And the number 4 for...
Okay. It's time to wrap.
Alright, you can find us on YouTube, Game Guys Advance. We're trying some stuff over there.
Yeah. GG
Advance. God. GG's. I'm on Mastodon. Beastmo James at mstdn.games.
True. I'm on Tumblr, richcradle.tumblr.com.
A special thank you to the number 12. The 12 didn't do anything for us.
This episode, again, we want to thank you, our sponsor, Kawasaki Jet Ski.
And at the time of listening to this episode, we've lost publishing rights and licensing to Kawasaki jet skis. So we're back on Fanta.
Thank you, Fanta.
Thanks, Fanta.
Bye.